Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX and I'm Megha Sharma. Today, it's going to be just less than a week left for the phase 5 of the election to happen on May 20th. And in the phase 5 election, it is the financial capital of the country, Mumbai, the 6 constituencies that are going to poll. Today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in the financial capital, the mega city of the country in Mumbai. He has held a number of public addresses. He is going to do a road show very shortly, and there have been some pointed remarks that have been made by the Prime Minister. He has taken on Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction, attacked Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction, and said that it is fake Shiv Sena, that it has done disservice to the ideology that was followed by the founder of Shiv Sena, Balasaheb Thackeray. He has picked on Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray for not visiting the Ram Temple consecration ceremony when the invite was sent to them. He has raised the question of how Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction is going to merge with the Congress. And this was as opposed to the ideology, to the thought process that Balasaheb Thackeray initiated when he said that he would rather dissolve his party than to join hands with the Congress. On that note, let's start off this conversation. Joining me on the telecast is Sudhanshu Mittal, senior BJP leader. I also have with me Seema Malik, the NCP spokesperson. I have with me Advocate Sushil Vyas, he is the Shiv Sena spokesperson. Chandrasekhar Jha, Shiv Sena spokesperson. Uddhav Thackeray faction, and Raja Lakshmi Joshi, political analyst. Let's start off with Chandrasekhar Jha, Shiv Sena spokesperson from the Uddhav Thackeray faction. How do you have to react to the statements that have been made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and particularly with regards to the ideology that was the foundation of Balasaheb Thackeray when he created Shiv Sena?
See, the reactions which have been made by our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, it's completely out of the world, and he should not speak like this. And secondly, he has made certain comments against the party as well as our party chief. And we don't think it appropriate that a Prime Minister should make such a comment against any person or any party or any MP or any MLA, because he is holding a position of a Prime Minister, and
but
he should not speak.
Would you like to compare when the party was launched by Balasaheb Thackeray and his decision to not join hands with the Congress, because the ideologies, when we talk about Hindutva, and that was the ideology which carried forward Shiv Sena back in the day, versus now building of a Maha Vikas Aghadi, where the Congress and the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction find themselves on the same side of the political spectrum. And the question being raised, when the consecration ceremony was happening of Ram Mandir, what was the reason for Uddhav Thackeray to skip it?
See, this ceremony which was happening at Ayodhya, Ram Mandir, basically it was a political situation which was devised by our Prime Minister. And none of the parties, even the Shankaracharyas, were not agreeing to go and visit the Ram Mandir because it was not in complete position. And everything was a political satire which has happened at Ram Mandir. And they wanted to encash it for election. And every political party came to know about this, and none of them visited at that moment. But after that, everybody has tried to visit and everybody has visited. And today, if you say Hindutva, our ideology is Hindutva, because if you see our the campaign which has been made for the election, we have stated Jai Bhavani, which was objected to by the Election Commission. And if you see the BJP slogan Jai Shri Ram, it was not objected. So if you see, we have never left Hindutva, and Hindutva ideology is our first ideology, because we are the party which was made in 1966.
Okay.
much before
Chandrasekhar
BJP.
would you answer a straightforward, would you reply to me in a straightforward response when I ask you that does Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction support Congress's promise of giving quota to the minorities of the country?
See, it is never promised by Congress or anybody. The
It
Hindu-Muslim thing which
it has been because there are statements after statements of Rahul Gandhi when he rallies the country and he speaks about, speaks about quotas and when he speaks about reservations, and in the same breath when he speaks about scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and the OBCs, the fourth category he mentions is the minorities. Now, if the Congress does not promise to give quotas to the minorities, why is Rahul Gandhi speaking about it?
See, it is a misconception which has been spread. The quota for all scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, including minorities, have been designated by him that he will give a quota. It is not a particular community to which he has targeted or to which he has said
but
or
he has.
spoken about.
I could put out that soundbite and make you listen to it. Rallies after rallies, Rahul Gandhi has come out and stated that he and his party are going to promise that the minorities of the country are going to be given quotas, are going to be given reservations, are going to be looked after by the government of India.
See, minorities include everybody, and it is a quota system which has been designed in the year 83, 84, 85 period. And it was the VP Singh's government which has designed the quota system. And
the
after
Supreme
that, it
Court
has been carried
category.
forward.
Our constitution categorically says, our constitution categorically says that quotas cannot be distributed on the basis of somebody's religion. So, is the India Alliance, which is supporting the Congress, then saying that once it comes to power, if it comes to power, it will bring an amendment to the constitution to allow for quotas to be given to religious minorities?
See, it's a far-sighted view because today we are into elections, and after election results, what will happen, then it could be decided whether the quota has to be granted or not, or what is the system of granting the quota under the constitution, whether the privileged or underprivileged or less privileged will get the quota. That is a system which has to be decided, and that too in an open parliament debate.
This is the basis on which the people are going to vote. If you are going to be talking about how Muslim minorities are going to be the focus point of the Congress, and if you are playing this vote bank politics in the hope that the Muslims are going to vote for you in exchange for the quotas that you have promised to them, then obviously this becomes appeasement politics. This becomes Hindu-Muslim polarization. Sudhanshu Mittal, senior BJP leader, also on the telecast with me. And Sudhanshu Mittal ji, now this quota debate has been going on for far too long. There have been allegations and counter allegations being made by the BJP and the Congress on who's playing the polarization politics. On one hand, we have the BJP and the Prime Minister speaking about how the reservations, the quotas of the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe are going to be taken away and given to the religious minorities. And on the other, there is the Congress that continues to harp upon the point that they are going to give quotas to the Muslim minorities. In fact, a statement has come to this accord that the Congress has promised that if it comes to power, it is going to increase the 50% quota. It is going to increase the reservation, which is going to go beyond the 50% limit as mandated under our constitution.
Just a quick rebuttal to what Chandrasekhar ji had to say. Chandrasekhar ji, VP Singh's government came into power in 1989, and Mandal Commission was implemented in 19, not 84-85. She stands corrected. Secondly, your history, I think you have very little knowledge of your own history. In 2019, BJP and Shiv Sena contested together for the Vidhan Sabha. You got 63 seats. And immediately after the results were announced, you dumped BJP and then you joined hands with NCP and Congress to form the government to fulfill the lust and desire of becoming the chief minister of the state. Now, this is a far cry from what Bala Sahab always stood for. You talking about Hindu? You know what Bala Sahab did? जब बाबरी मस्जिद का डिमोलिशन हुआ था, Bala Sahab said it was my Shiv Sena who did it. That was his commitment to Hindus, and he was on record. मैं मर जाऊंगा लेकिन कभी भी कांग्रेस के साथ नहीं. And look at the treachery of your party, that you fight the election with BJP in 2019, and immediately after the elections are over, the first thing you do is to join hands with the Congress and the NCP to form the government. I mean, given that history, I can understand why it is very difficult for you to defend the indefensible of what the Congress does. Promising quota to the Muslims, first talking about crossing 50% of the cap, which has been laid down by the Supreme Court. Then promising quota to the Muslims. Congress has the history of Muslim appeasement, and it is this appeasement which always led to a backlash from the Hindu community. And this is what Bala Sahab always used to say. When today Narendra Modi talks about Bala Sahab and says, you are not what Bala Sahab's dream was, you are not what his value system was, he's right. Because Bala Sahab used to lampoon and used to come down so heavily on this appeasement of Muslims by the Congress. And today, just for the lust of power, look, what have you done? You've destroyed his dreams, you've destroyed his commitment, you've destroyed what Bala Sahab stood for. You cannot defend it. I mean, let's be honest. When promising quota to the Muslims is a statement by the Congress, when Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is attacked by the Congress, when Veer Savarkar is abused by Rahul Gandhi, and that's the icon which Shiv Sena stood for, then I can understand your problem in, not finding the right words to defend it because it's indefensible. You cannot defend it. When it comes to BJP, we have been unequivocal about it. There is the constitution which says there cannot be reservation on the basis of religion. Class is different. Other backward classes hai. It's not caste again. It is a different proposition altogether. And when you talk about taking away, giving quota to the Muslims, where do you get it from? You take it from the scheduled caste, you take it from the scheduled tribes, or you take it from the OBC. Because there is no reservation for the Muslims in either category of reservation which persists in this country. So where would you take it away from? You would take it away from there. Is this what you stand for? Is this what Shiv Sena stands for? Shiv Sena, not Shiv Sena, which is the real Shiv Sena. I'm talking about Shiv Sena of Uddhav Thackeray.
Okay.
It isn't.
Okay.
So let's be clear. You have played the worst kind of politics, which could have been played by a party which was an ideological party.
Okay.
So rightly, the mandate now is with the real Shiv Sena, which is headed by Shinde.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. Let me also get in Seema Malik of the NCP Sharad Pawar faction. And Seema, what do you have to comment? How do you have to react to what the Prime Minister says today, what the BJP says today of the division of the NCP was unfortunate and it would not have happened if the nephew of Sharad Pawar Ajit Pawar would have been given the reins of the NCP. In a similar fashion, if the Shiv Sena would not have been divided, if the credit that was due to Eknath Shinde was given to him and not been handed over to Uddhav Thackeray because of the dynastic politics that was being played out.
This is not about dynastic politics. Even Ajit Pawarji is he is also a dynast, I think. And why he should be given the command of the NCP, I don't know, because he is a man and Supriya ma'am is a woman. Is it the thing, this thing? And this, this is what I will tell you. Just see, I was listening very carefully to the Prime Minister. I'm really sorry to say that the issue of development was completely missing from his, this lecture, and he didn't talk about anything, a word about the rising prices or unemployment or about the distress of the farmers. You have seen the Mumbai rains recently. Nobody's talking about that. You know how many people died in that. So they have to answer that also, ma'am. They are ruling there. They don't want to talk about those things. They don't want to talk about the plight of the women in this country. He's only talking about abusing Congress, that they are said about the reservation, and they talk about the 4% reservation in Karnataka, Muslim reservation. And who gave this
But I could
Muslim
say,
reservation?
I could say the same thing. I could say the
it
same
was
thing for the
Devi
opposition
Gowda
as
ji
well.
who
If
gave
you
this
listen to Rahul
reservation, I
Gandhi's,
think.
if you listen to Rahul Gandhi's public addresses or other opposition leaders who come out, the only agenda is number one, talking about the minorities, talking about caste census, and the number two agenda is to bash BJP and Narendra Modi.
Do you think that
Is it not true?
is not needed here?
Is it not true?
How can you give justice to the people of India without doing a caste census? Of course, we are in favor of caste census.
I will again pick this out. Today, Rahul Gandhi has said, and I speak this verbatim: the Dalits, tribals, and poor general caste and the minorities have no participation in the country. We have to change this. The first step, a revolutionary step. We have written in our manifesto that a caste census will be done so that backwards, Dalits, tribals, poor general caste and minorities of India will get to know about their population and participation in the country. Everything will be clear, and after that, revolutionary politics will become.
This is something very fair, ma'am. What we are asking?
No, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, if you are talking about OBCs, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, backward classes, and in the same breath talking about the minorities and giving them quotas and reservations, is it not against the constitution of our country?
On religion basis, who gave the reservation in Karnataka? It was, I think, Devi Gowda ji, who is very much with them. They were in the power. So
but why is not a single Congress leader coming out and refuting Rahul Gandhi's statements? Then if Rahul Gandhi and the Congress are so clear in their agenda that they will not give reservation to the minorities, why don't they come out and speak clearly about this? I mean, of course, now there is something fishy, isn't it?
No, there's nothing fishy in that. So we are very fair, and we want a caste census in this country, and only then you can give justice to the people. And talking, minorities are also a part. And you can't talking them.
Minorities are part of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC, and the economically weaker sections. Why give 4%? Why give 4% and 12% reservation to minorities?
See, I'm telling you, this is very disappointing that they are talking at present. They are not talking on the real issues. They are talking about the mass, machli, Mangal Sutra, and kapdon se pehchane jate hain, bacche zyada paida karte hain. What is this, man? What kind of politics is this? So we are all together. We combined our strength to challenge the divisible forces of this country, and nothing else. So this is the politics of polarization, ma'am, and nothing else.
Advocate Sushil Vyas is the Shiv Sena spokesperson. And Advocate Vyas, how do you have to view the current scenario? The electoral vote is going to be in whose favor? Whether the people have now acknowledged and accepted that the Shiv Sena led by Eknath Shinde is the political party that they favor, because up until now Eknath Shinde has not tested, the party has not tested waters because it is not stepped into the political electoral fray.
Megha ji, first of all, at the outset, let me, with respect, correct your last statement. Few months back, there was an election of local body, Gram Panchayat and Jila Parishad all over the Maharashtra. Our party was number one, together with BJP and NCP Ajit Pawar group. So it's not that we have not tested electoral after being separated from the other party. Number two, as far as acceptance of Shinde ji is concerned, today also on your screen, you are just looking at the roadshow of Prime Minister. Now look at, he is there with Prime Minister. Is there any agitation? Is there any opposition? Is there any slogan shouting? He is moving around entire Maharashtra. He is not only contesting his own 15 seats. He is monitoring all 48 seats. Now look, any one town, there is any agitation against him, any demonstration against him, people have accepted him because he's not online CM, he's offline. He's moving around entire Maharashtra, going town to town, area to area, doing work, public welfare work. For example, in Mumbai, there was the issue of pollution. He himself went out every Saturday, Sunday morning for deep, clean drive. And then the result of that, pollution level came down of Mumbai city. Now look at the infrastructural development, coastal road, Samruddhi Mahamarg from Mumbai to Nagpur, Atal Setu. And there are so many, likewise, so many infrastructural development projects are undergoing at very fast speed. So he's working. He's not Facebook Live Chief Minister. So people have accepted his style of functioning, and he with the coordination of Devendra Fadnavis ji and Ajit Pawar ji is doing well. There is no opposition from any class or any area or any city. People have accepted him as a Maharashtra leader. So when you say that whether he has been accepted, yes, he has been, and I am quite confident because that is our own assessment. Because we are moving on the field. Out of 48, nothing less than 45 we are going to win this time in Maharashtra. And the largest chunk of support to Modi ji's leadership in coming Lok Sabha election will be from Maharashtra under the leadership of Eknath Shinde. That is what for sure.
Okay. I have with me Rajalakshmi Joshi as well. And what do you make of the narrative wars that are being played out, particularly to Maharashtra and overall on a national level?
Are you talking about Maharashtra in particular, about the split in the parties, or I'm not actually clear about
I mean, the split in the parties, whether it is about the NCP and whether it is about the Shiv Sena and about the allegations being made that this is dynastic politics that led to the splits, that the people who were of credence, people who actually had to be given their due, were not appointed, were not picked to lead the parties. That led to the breakup of the parties, and this is to the detriment of Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray and NCP Sharad Pawar, because because as per the BJP, the allegation is that they have become smaller parties and they have no choice but to merge with the Congress.
Yes, Megha, that is exactly the way I see it, because very frankly, today there was this press conference by a joint press conference by Mallikarjun Kharge ji and by I think Akhilesh Yadav. So they were talking about how this is a war of ideologies. So it is about the NDA's ideology versus the Indie Alliance ideology. So if you're talking about this ideology, so that means these factions, this thing about the Shiv Sena of Uddhav Thackeray ji, are they talking about how they are now part of the Congress ideology? Because that is in stark contrast to what Bala Saheb used to say. So that, I think, they have completely given up on that ideology, and that is exactly the reason why it was not the BJP who took them out. It was their own people who walked out of it. So it was as if, one person wanted to hold on to the power by hook or by crook. And that is the reason why. And he did not want to be the smaller party in an alliance. That is, he did not, Mr. Uddhav Thackeray did not want to be the smaller party in the alliance with the BJP. And that is why he wanted to have a bigger share in the pie. And, these parties of NCP and the Congress were actually, it was like a party for them, because they were not even expecting to be in power, because those were the number of seats that they had. So they were never expecting to be in power. And the people who voted for the BJP, and they had no option other than to vote for the Shiv Sena alliance partners. So, even I have voted for a Shiv Sena partner at that time. So now today they are in the Uddhav Thackeray. So you tell me, we felt completely cheated because we did not want the Congress alliance there. We did not want the NCP there. So that was a big
Okay.
letdown. That was a
Interesting.
completely big letdown. And today, when they talk about how the Shankaracharyas are against the Ram Mandir, I mean, that is so sad because it was two Shankaracharyas who had a difference of opinion, and you cannot put questions on the entire Ram Mandir, this grand Ram Mandir, which is a very deep emotional issue for everybody. So, and especially so, it was just imagine that the Shiv Sena and Bala Sahib ji, they had such a huge role to play in it, along with the BJP, along with the VHP, all of them were there together in this in their quest for building a grand Ram Mandir at Ram Janmabhoomi. So they forgot all of that, and they just it is as if they don't have an opinion of their own now. So
Okay.
every time you visit the tomb of people who have hurt Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, so all these kind of things, they hurt the sentiments of the people. So
Okay.
these things are completely in contrast with the ideology, the basic ideology of Shiv Sena. And similarly, so when the NCP, it may not be about the ideology, but it is about how if it was not as if Mr. Ajit Pawar was actually say maybe more in tandem with the rest of the people, why would they have all walked out? Such senior leaders, they walked out on the person who they looked up to as their say maybe the godfather, Mr. Sharad Pawar. So just imagine that such huge tall leaders, they walked out of that faction and they joined Mr. Ajit Pawar. So it was not an easy decision for any of them. So in spite of that fact, they have walked out on him. So that probably shows that they are completely maybe overshadowed by the Congress there. And today, even Sharad Pawar is talking about how you can merge with the Congress. So, in 2019 also he had put up that idea, and now last week also he said the same thing. So I think that this doesn't actually go along with the feelings of the rest of the people in his own party, and that is the
Chandrasekhar
reason
Jha,
why
would
they
you
have
like to
not
respond
accepted.
to this? Do you think that after having diluted your ideology by joining hands with the Congress has somehow impacted your popularity and vote bank in Maharashtra, as was being said by Advocate Sushil Vyas, that they have been able to get the people's vote and support in the local elections?
See, I would like to first tell that thing is that the BJP has absorbed whom? Absorbed all the corrupt netas of the parties and brought a split in the parties by certain actions, giving offers, and thereafter the government was taken down. So these things have to be made clear. You charge the opposition with corruption charges, the netas having the corruption charges, and they go and join BJP and they become clear. Today, yesterday
I'll come
also,
to
Mr.
that. I'll
Praful
come to
Patel.
that, but I'm asking you this
Yeah.
question. The fact that
Mr.
at
Praful
one point
Patel.
of time, you used to be able to sweep the elections, local body elections. What happened this time around?
See, we have done our bit, and in this Lok Sabha also, if you see, the results are going to come by June 4th. Everything will be clear. Who are being accepted by the public, and who have been voted for, and who have been voted out. So it is very clear that after 20 days, the picture will be clear. And the majority in Maharashtra also knows how the tactics have been done by the BJP and how the government was taken down by them by using all the tactics in Maharashtra, and what has happened, and also all the things how the opposition leaders are being targeted.
Okay.
And today, if you see, all opposition leaders are only being targeted and nobody else. So
Okay.
those who goes to
But you
BJP
think Ram Mandir
and
is
they
going to
become
be,
corrupt free.
do you think Ram Mandir is going to be a huge factor on the basis of which people are going to vote? People particularly in Maharashtra are going to vote.
See, Ram Mandir is being objected by BJP as their poll agenda, and none of the parties are doing that. So it is very clear that they want to encash it on Ram Mandir. They want to do religion politics and appeasement politics. They themselves are showing.
Has
So I don't think that
Has Ram Mandir not been the agenda of Balasaheb Thackeray, of the foundation of Shiv Sena?
no, it is not a political theory. It is not a political reason. It is a belief. It is the people's belief that Balasaheb Thackeray used to support it, but not for political
The same
reasons or
could be
not for
said.
political
The same could be
votes.
said for BJP as well.
No, BJP is trying to do it for political means. They are trying to do it for political votes. They are trying to do it for political
Okay.
appeasement.
Okay. I mean, you're trying to twist and turn at this point in time. Do not have a clear-cut answer. Obviously, you are going to, at this point in time, dilly-dally and try to circumvent. But the manifesto of Shiv Sena has always spoken about the building of the Ram temple. And therefore, the question that I continue to ask is about the dilution of the ideology that at one point of time, Balasaheb Thackeray used to advocate, used to preach, has it somehow disappointed the voter who is not coming out, who is then not going to come out and vote in favor of the Maha Aghadi, not in favor of the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction. Sudhanshu Mittal, is this then going to, is Ram Mandir an issue? Because every single time there is a political rally, there is a public meeting, there is a public speech that is made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, by Amit Shah, by Yogi Adityanath, they speak about Ram Mandir, they speak about the consecration ceremony, and they speak about how the opposition, by not attending the Ram Mandir consecration ceremony, by having spoken ill words about Lord Ram and Ram Mandir, are then favoring the Muslim minorities of the nation.
I would just refresh Chandrasekharji about one more fact which probably none of you will recollect. You know, Balasaheb Thackeray was debarred by Supreme Court from contesting any election for 6 years on the ground that he had sought vote on the name of Ram Mandir. Chandrasekharji, nahi pata hoga, aapko jaake check kariye. This was the commitment of Balasaheb. And I would very proudly say that BJP was also the only political party which in its manifesto had talked about Ram Mandir. We had a Palampur resolution where we said we are as a political party committed to the construction of Ram Janmabhoomi temple. That has been our faith. It's been an instrument of faith. You call it political. We have openly stated unequivocally, like Balasaheb, that we believe that this is the birthplace of Lord Ram, and a beautiful temple, a huge, beautiful temple must be constructed. And when the temple was constructed, what was expected? Anybody who claimed to have anything to do with Balasaheb would come there and pay obedience to Lord Ram, to celebrate the Pran Pratishthan at the Mandir. And look what it is. You boycotted for Muslim vote? What a shame. What a shame. As I told you, what did Balasaheb do? He chose to get the disqualification from the Supreme Court, but never gave up his commitment to Ram Janmabhoomi. I mean, this is what the so-called claimants to his legacy have acted like. I mean, I'm surprised, I'm shocked, I'm distressed. At least some sincerity should have been shown to Balasaheb and his right.
Okay.
As far as we are concerned, as I told you, we had been committed right from the day we passed the Palampur resolution, and we are proud that a Bhavya Mandir has come up where Ram Lala was born. And today it's a matter of pride for the entire community, Hindus. And why just Hindus? Everybody who shares the cultural ethos of this country is proud about it. Look at the joy, look at the happiness, look at the vindication everybody feels when they see the temple there, when they see Ram Lala Virajman in that beautiful temple.
Okay.
And globally, how the entire Indian diaspora has welcomed it, has felt elated,
Okay.
has felt proud of their Hindu identity.
Okay, that's an interesting point that you make, and let me also have in a word from Seema Malik. So Seema Malik, interestingly, so Sudhanshu Mittal points this out, that this building of the Ram temple is not just a matter of pride for Hindus across the globe, it is a matter of pride for Indians across the globe. Because the temple that had been desecrated time after time after time has finally been erected. This is the Bharat Renaissance. This is bringing back our cultural identity and giving it the focus and importance that was due to it.
See, we are also very proud and we are very happy that Ram Mandir has been made, and it's a matter of proud for, I think, everyone. But I think there are many other issues for this election, much more important than that. And I think Lord Rama also said that the work is worship. We will have to work also, if you want. So I think many important issues like the unemployment, about the paper leak, about the rising prices. Again, I'll repeating again. We repeat it again and again about the women's issue, the farmers' distress. They are not talking about that. And see, the people of India are going to vote for this. And when you talk about the Maharashtra people never appreciated Gaddars, I am telling you this. And when you are doing analysis that why the people left the parties and all, so you cannot forget about the washing machine of the BJP and why they went and they joined and why they left. They also know in their heart, and we also know. And the whole country knows about this thing. One day you say it is about the 70,000 ka ghotala. Another day you take them and you make them the Deputy Chief Minister. So this is very clear. This is nothing to with, talk and talk again. So,
Okay.
And I'm telling you this about Maharashtra, that we are going to get something like 35 to 40 seats. सुपड़ा साफ होगा इनका. अभी पता चलेगा आपको, देखिएगा.
Okay.
Result is
It will
not
be
very far away.
it will be interesting to watch, to
They
see
will
the
never
results,
get more than
to
one
gauge
place.
what has happened on June 4th, and equally interesting to get all of you back on the panel and have a discussion. All right, let me get an advocate, Sushil Vyas, as well. Sushil Vyas, how do you react to what Seema Malik has said, that yes, Ram Mandir is a moment of pride for every single Indian, whether he is Hindu or Muslim or Christian or Sikh, but why is the need to propagate it in such a way that BJP is using it as a political plank, that NDA is using it as a political plank, that Shiv Sena is using it as a political plank to get Hindu vote, when you should actually be talking about development and jobs and actions to bring down inflation?
Seema ji, I will answer in two parts. One, we are not contesting this election only on the plank of Ram Mandir. Yes, Ram Mandir is our achievement and a greatest achievement. But we are also contesting this election on the developmental work which last 10 years under the leadership of Modi ji, this country has seen. So it's not that the Ram Mandir only is the issue. What development work we have done throughout the India. That is also one of the agenda. Number two, Ram Mandir. When Mittalji was speaking, let me clarify. 1986, there was a by-election in Mumbai, Vile Parle Assembly constituency. Shiv Sena contested for the first time in the history of India on the Hindutva issue. And we won that election. Ramesh Prabhu of Shiv Sena candidate won, defeated Congress. That some Bhugra was there. And on that basis, the court disqualified our founder, Balasaheb Thackerayji, to vote and contest. So that is our commitment for Ram Mandir issue. And then what happened? After 88 Advaniji's Rath Yatra, every election, opposition used to teach us, जब जब चुनाव आते हैं, सौगंध राम की खाते हैं, मंदिर का बंद. Now this time they are deprived of this slogan. That's why they are, worried. Because we have achieved. what people, the crores of people, it's not only Hindu. Each and every Indian wanted that. See, after all, Ram is our Aradhya. Now, if having a temple of Aradhya in Ayodhya at the right place, what is wrong in that? If suppose we have done it, why not claim it? So
Okay.
that is not the issue.
Okay,
But
would
that
you
is
like
the greatest achievement.
Chandrasekhar Jha, would you like to respond particularly to what Advocate Sushil said, that at one point of time you used to chant these slogans of Ram Mandir and the manifesto and how you endorse it during the election years, during the election campaigning, and why has it suddenly stopped?
I should be very frank with Mr. Mittal that particularly when talking about Balasaheb Thackeray, Mr. Modi does not have time. When he goes to Mumbai, he could not visit the sacred place of Balasaheb Thackeray and surrender his head over there. And that shows how much faith he has over Balasaheb Thackeray and how much he is praising about him. And
I think I remember
BJP is talking
2019
about
Lok Sabha
yes,
elections
yes.
campaignings that had been held. I think one of the key places where Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited, spoke to the people, paid tribute to Balasaheb Thackeray, was at the place where Balasaheb Thackeray at one point of time used to give his speeches, the orator that he was, and there would be thousands and thousands that would gather. That was the place, that was the choice that PM Modi had made when he made that speech 2019. I remember that very clearly.
See, after the breakage in the split in the alliance, if you see, they are talking about Balasaheb Thackeray's ideology, and they know nothing about the ideology, but talking about his ideology. They have never given any acceptance to his ideology. They are just doing a politics of a nation in a nation based upon religion, Hindu, Muslim, and talking about mandir, no paraphernalia or no kind of...
But that's the point that Shiv Sena is talking about. Shiv Sena is saying that, listen, at one point of time, before you decided to join hands with NCP and Congress, you used to come out on the streets with the saffron flags and chant these slogans of building the Ram temple during the election years. So why are you turning away and at this point of time speaking a different language, speaking the language of the NCP and the Congress? That's the question that has been posed to you.
That question has to be answered because today what we are seeing that the Ram Mandir temple is just being acclaimed by BJP to be made by them, and in particularly everywhere, because they did not give any invitation to any opposition leaders. They claimed that the mandir has been built under their guidance, and it was not under their guidance, it was under the guidance of the Honorable Supreme Court of India. And eventually, by doing that program, Mr. Modi claimed himself that it was under the guidance of Mr. Modi that the Ram Mandir is in reality. And actually, the concept of Ram Mandir was of Balasaheb Thackeray. And eventually, if you see in Ram Mandir area in Ayodhya, no monument of Balasaheb Thackeray has ever been built. Can you expect that? How much indulgence to Mr. Balasaheb Thackeray the BJP has given? These are the things. If you take the ideology has to be followed in whole, not in part.
Okay. So, Sudhanshu Mittal,
these
would you like to
ideologies are not working in
Would
the
you
board.
like to respond that while PM Modi and the BJP talk about Balasaheb Thackeray and his ideology, it's quote-unquote lip service according to the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction?
Chandrasekhar Ji is at liberty to say anything what he wants to. But as I said, he knows very little. And let me tell you, Chandrasekhar Ji, I know much more about Shiv Sena than probably you know. Because I have seen the Shiv Sena BJP alliance, how it flourished. I have been a very close associate of Mr. Pramod Mahajan, and I have seen what Bala Sahib used to say. I have seen what his commitment was, and I just quoted to you how he withstood this the Supreme Court. He was an unapologetic Hindu, absolutely unapologetic Hindu. It saddens me that today these so-called claimants to his legacy by birth are so apologetic about their own identity that they could not even attend the Pran Pratishthan Samaroh of Ram Mandir. What a shame, what a shame. I think he would be turning his grave to think what his siblings have done or what his children have done. How his son has shamed him. I mean, he was a proud man, a proud Hindu, and unequivocal about it. As far as the other developmental issues, or I just heard this remark about the washing machine. It is very interesting. So ask Seemaji. Seemaji, when the allegations were leveled against Ajit Pawarji, what was your response? No, these are not true. These are wrong allegations. And if he changes over and joins hands with us, then these allegations become the truth. So what you are accusing of us of, you go and look at the converse of it. It's same. When Hemanto Biswa Sharma was in the Congress and allegations were raised against him, what did the Congress say? What did Sonia Gandhi say? What did Tarun Gogoi say? What did everybody say? They said, no, he's clean. Now he is clean when he is with you. He becomes tainted when he comes to us. So the argument you want to put us in dock with, it is a converse argument which puts you in dock also.
Okay.
Because you were the defender of all the allegations. How can you now tell us? And the law is taking its own course. We have not closed down anything. The law is taking its own course.
Okay.
You speak in folk terms.
Okay, all right. Seema Malik, today there has been a big announcement that has been made by Jairam Ramesh. I think he said that every year, every beneficiary is going to get some 10 kgs of grains free of cost if the Congress were to come to power. This is another poll promise that has been announced. Let me just find out the actual figure that he has said. He said this quantity of grains will be provided free of cost. Now, there had been an attack time and again after Prime Minister launched the Anna Yojana, where food was being given free of cost. Now, is this not a replication of what BJP is doing?
See, ma'am, first I would like to answer the Sudhanshu sir's allegation about the washing machines. So we were defending our leaders and we never put any allegations about them. So what he wants to say that they are putting wrong allegations, logon ko darate hain, and then they, that the same thing they did in the electoral bonds also, and then they compel them to join their parties. So this is something, it is known to everyone about their washing machines, so there is no point in giving such explanations. And about this thing about the 10 kg of, the greens and all. See, I was so bad in that we were not criticizing giving the greens to the people. But we had a question, then when they say that, we are progressing very fast and we are the 5th largest economy. And at the same time, they are giving, the grains to so many people that was our main question, this thing, no? You are the 5th largest economy of the world.
So you're saying, if India Alliance and Congress were to come to power, you will say that India is not capable of being the 5th largest economy, and the idea behind giving grains to people is because India is not the 5th largest economy as it is being touted to be, as in fact it has become the 5th largest economy, and it is being accepted and acknowledged by the world that it is the 5th largest economy.
Talk about the per capita income of the people. Who is going to talk about the inequality, the gap between the rich and poor? Who is going to talk about them? The 1% people are having the 40% wealth of this
I'll give you the figures. The per capita income of the country has improved. The number of people who have been removed from poverty have increased.
How
the
figures have come that
per capita expenditure of individuals in our country has increased.
Let me speak something, ma'am. What you are talking?
I'll give you the figures. Give me a minute. I'll give you the figures.
telling of from the below poverty line, But at the same time, what we heard, and you also know, and we also know, that there are certain, standards were changed from the multiple dimensional index. There are two other parameters were also added in this. So that way, you can say, but what is the real position? People are not unemployed. Why so many people for the 60,000 post people, 48 lakhs of the people applied?
Okay.
Who are those people, ma'am? Are they not unemployed?
Yes, they are unemployed. Yes, they are unemployed. I'm not saying all the problems of the country have disappeared as soon as BJP has come. My point is that the statistics that are available on an international level, there have been agencies on an international level that have provided these figures with regards to per capita income, with regards to per capita expenditure, with regards to the number of people who have been elevated from the poverty line and have moved on the other side of it.
We are telling that we are, what is the per capita income of the UK and what is the per capita income of the India?
Now we are making unreasonable. We are making unreasonable. We are making unreasonable comparisons. We are making unreasonable comparisons. We are a nation who is a young nation which has been independent for 76 years. The British have been in existence for centuries together.
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to move on. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that conversation. I'm going to leave that conversation. Let me get in again, Advocate Sushil Vyas. So Advocate Vyas, now clearly, specifically talking about the numbers. It was the BJP, the NDA that won the election last time around with a thumping majority in Maharashtra as well. The seats, majority of them came to the NDA. But the only change over here is, back then it was the Shiv Sena that was led by Uddhav Thackeray. This time around there is no Uddhav Thackeray in the picture for NDA.
See, who is leading is not the question. It is party of Balasaheb Thackeray. We are contesting for the issues which are related to the public, for the developmental work which we have done, our state government as well as the central government. And we are quite confident. Out of 48, we are winning 45. Why I am saying 45? Last time we won 42. One seat, Amravati, independent Navneet Rana joined us. One seat, Raigad, Sunil Tatkare now joined us. One more seat, we are in a good position. That's why we are saying, we are not saying 48. We are saying 48 because we have a calculation. We have analysis. But one more thing. My dear friend Jha Sahab said that UBT leader have not visited 22nd January to Ayodhya. One of the reasons was no monument of Balasaheb Thackeray was there. This is for the first time I am hearing. Even Uddhav Thackeray ji never said like this. Is this is the official stand of UBT? You have not visited Ayodhya just because of that? That was never a demand of Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray's party. I don't know, for the first time we are hearing on the national channel. So let us clarify that. And secondly, Modi ji never visited to pay respect to Balasaheb whenever he is in Mumbai. When some months back, Bharat Ratna Lata Mangeshkar ji died, the last rites were on the same ground. First, Modi ji went to Balasaheb Thackeray's paying respect to Balasaheb. And again, please, on 17th May, you can note, 17th May 2024, he's visiting the same ground for having a rally, and first he will go to Balasaheb Thackeray's place to pay the respect to Balasaheb. You can watch after 48 hours also. So please, don't make such statements which are, unfounded.
Fair enough. All right, I'm out of time. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast, and thanks for watching NewsX.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.